Sister, listen to that voice within. Listen, sister, come on in. Surrender to the river of unfolding that runs beneath your belly and heart. Surrender to the river of unfolding, for now's the time to start. Listen, brother, listen to that voice within. Listen, brother, come on in. Surrender to the river of unfolding that runs beneath your belly and heart. Surrender to the river of unfolding, for now's the time to start. Listen, people, listen to that voice within. Listen, people, come on in. Surrender to the river of unfolding. It touches everyone you see. Surrender to the river of unfolding. It starts with you and me. It starts.
Hi, and welcome to our knitting podcast, Freya's Fiber. In today's episode, I will talk about works in progress, finished objects, and show you some footage from our trip to Bornholm in Denmark. Very welcome. Hi, and welcome to Freya's Fiber. This is a knitting podcast by me, Sigrid, and I'm Freya's mom. Freya is my daughter, and she is 1.5 years old, and she's upstairs sleeping right now, but I'm sure she will join us very soon. It's so good to be back. I haven't recorded for a long time. If you follow my podcast, you know that I've been moving alone with a toddler from a really big house to a tiny house. I sold the house that I bought for me and my ex, but we separated almost a year ago now, and I couldn't afford to live in that big house. So I have bought a tiny little cottage on the Swedish countryside, and I love this place. I will talk about this more and show you more of the house in the end of the podcast, because usually I talk about my life in the beginning, but maybe somebody just wants to know about the knitting, so I'll spare my private life for the end. I thought I should begin by talking about the finished objects that I've made. I've completed 3, I think, since the last time we spoke. 1 is in hibernation, and yeah, I have a lot of new plants. Oops. Sorry. So I'll talk about my finished objects. First of all, this is one of them. It's the Hedwig tank top by Helena Arnesen, Fable Knitwear. I don't iron my clothes, and I don't brush my hair. I just think that's really obvious when I see myself on pictures and stuff like that. And it's voluntarily, so I made that choice myself. Anyway, so this is a sweet little tank top. It's a romantic kind of vintage look. I didn't do much. I did some, I don't remember what it's called right now, but I knitted that part first and that part and took them together. It's called the slits in Swedish. I don't remember the English word. I knitted in raw silk. I just love raw silk. My mom used to wear a lot of raw silk sweaters when I was a kid in the summertime. And I just remember that smell of summer and raw silk when I was hugging her, when, I don't know, maybe she was carrying me. So The yarn is raw silk from BC Garn. It's a Danish company. I got the yarn from my mother. That's suitable, I guess. And it was really nice to knit with. I was afraid that it would look not well because the yarn is very uneven. I thought it would look sloppy or something, but I really like the look of it. And it's really nice to just wear on top of dresses or high-waisted pants or trousers, wherever you come from and whatever you want to call it. So that's one finished object. It's a little ruffle here. I chose also to do I-cord straps instead of moss stitch once. My thought was that I was going to do a bow up here so I could tie it up, but I didn't have the energy, so yeah. It has a tendency to slip down. I have a problem with a lot of my clothes about that, so I might have to put like a string in it so it really holds up. Otherwise I just like try to have something underneath it. So that's one finished object. Like I said, the pattern is Hedwig Tank Top by Helena Arnesen, also called Fable Knitwear. I started watching her podcast and I'm really inspired. I love vintage stuff, as you can see, and she has a really vintage look on many of her patterns, so I'm gonna make some of them. So this is the first one I completed, and I also have her paysan blouse casted on, and that's what I'm knitting on right now, but I will show you later because I have more finished objects to show you. I've been wanting to knit the Lucky Me socks by Sofia Cammerborn, Queen of Cammerbornia, since they came out, but I rarely have the patience to knit with tiny needles like that. It's 2.5 millimeters or 2.0 millimeters, and I think I've knitted 3 pairs of socks that are on finer gauge and finer needles because I really don't have the patience. These were okay because I actually bought, you know, really tiny I totally lost the word in English. Rundstickor. Well, you know, cable needles. Cable needles, yeah, tiny cable needles for knitting in the round, and that made it so much easier. So it was actually, yeah, faster to knit them because I didn't have to do magic loop, or I didn't have to have 5 needles. I could just. Some people say they are hard on their hands, but mine were fine. It just took some time to adjust to it. So I picked a chocolate colorway, and I did the clover in white. I actually think they remind me also of coffee beans, so I've always wanted to knit this in brown. It's a gift, so it's not for me, but I really like them. So does the receiver. So I think the yarn is called Frost by Svarta Fåret. It's a Swedish company called Black Sheep. Svarta Fåret means black sheep. Sorry. And yeah, I really like this yarn. Unfortunately, I don't really like acrylic yarn or polyester or anything plastic, but when knitting socks, I understand that I need some polyamide or nylon or something in it so they don't break. So I think this is a little tiny bit of polyamide or nylon in them just to make them durable. But yeah, so very chocolatey. These remind me of the 60s, so also a little maybe retro vibe. I don't think I did anything except what the pattern called for. I did them a little shorter than the pattern called for, but oh, and yeah, I knitted them on 2.5 millimeter needles instead of 2.0, but I did it in the women's size on bigger needles for a man. So yeah, they fit anyway. So yeah, by Sofia Cammerborn, this pattern. And I just want to say one thing that I really appreciated I am really bad at math. I mean, I'm a teacher, but not in math, like almost every subject except math and PE or gymnastics or whatever you call it, sports. I don't do sports. But I've always been really bad at math. And when I was in high school, they realized I have dyscalculia. It's like dyslexia, but with numbers. So knitting for me is sometimes hard when it comes to math, and my will to knit beautiful things has overcome many of the hardships of math for me. But it's really hard for me when I knit a pattern and they say increase balance or decrease balanced this number. So evenly I'm supposed to decrease or increase, and I'm supposed to do the math myself. I'm not good at that. I always mess it up. I'm gonna show you another finished object there where I really messed up. But Sophia, she changed her name. I'm not senile or a really bad friend. I know her name, but she changed it recently, and I have the fullest respect and encouragement of that, but sometimes I say the wrong name. So anyway, she actually put in exactly like knit 2 together, knit 9, knit 2 together, knit 10, and that's just really nice for somebody that's really bad at math. I've been trying to figure out why not all designers do this, and I guess it's a lot of time consuming for them, and I don't know, and I have respect for that, of course, but I really like it when they spell it out exactly how and when to decrease or increase, since I'm really bad at math. So the third finished object is this little hat, this little bonnet. This is the Anemone by Ellen Rose Knitwear, maybe they're called. Yeah, Ellen Rose Knitwear. I made this for Freya. I'm gonna insert some pictures when she's wearing it because it's adorable. Oh my god, you guys, I don't think I ever have been swearing this much when I was in the beginning of this one. It's a really great pattern, but they told me to increase evenly a number, and I went to this knitting calculator, but I had totally messed up what kind of numbers I was already having on my stitches, so it was just crazy, and I had to start over and over again until I realized that, hang on, I don't have 32 stitches on my needles and increasing 22. I have 90 stitches on my needles and I'm supposed to increase 22. Like, that's how bad I am at math. I thought I had 32 when I had 90 stitches. Yeah, so when I realized that, it was much easier to finish. And this lace pattern, it's really, really nice. And in the beginning it was a bit hard to memorize it, but in the end it was really fun, and I knew exactly what was coming, and I realized exactly if I did something wrong. You know, I had some errors in the middle of it, but I could always go back and fix it. So I really like this pattern. I'm thinking about making a tiny one for a newborn. Not my newborn, I'm not pregnant. Freya's godfather is having a baby, so with his girlfriend. So I might make them one of these. I don't think they watch the podcast, so I'm not scared to say that. I've used his band's music a lot, the Cacti Road. In the beginning I had that as my intro music, and sometimes I have it now, and sometimes I have it in the middle. So the guy in the band who makes the music that I've been using in the podcast is having a baby, so I thought that was just fun background information. So I knit this in a bamboo cotton yarn. I think it's Tilda's cotton yarn. And yeah, Freya had a little cat hat, cat bonnet that was really just creeping up here, and it was getting too small. So I made this one. It was really fast. As when I got the hang of it, it just flew off my needles. I also attached some ears. I attach ears to everything if you are a new viewer. So when they ask me, oh, is your child a boy or girl? I say it's a lamb, or it's a kitten, or it's a bunny. I'm really tired of the obsession of gender and gender stereotypes and gender norms and roles and blah. Yeah. So I think that's not really important when you meet a child, what gender it has. So I think it's just fun to mess around and tell them it's an animal, and they laugh. So that's my tiny protest against gender roles are putting ears on my daughter's bonnets and hats. Will she hate me for this when she grows up? I hope she will not. I hope she will like continue wanting ears on it, so when she's 15 she'll like, Mom, make me this hat and put bunny ears on it. Okay, at least when she's 5 or 10. Maybe after that might get hard. So what can I say about this more? I love the bamboo. It's sustainable, and I think it's one of those type of fibers that stays warm when it's cold outside and gives a little bit cooler when it's hot outside, or at least changes along with your body temperature. So this is a perfect little summer hat. I think I will probably make it in wool because the pattern was really enjoyable. It's a free pattern also on Ravelry, animal pattern. And speaking of Ravelry, gosh, I'm so happy that they, if you don't know Ravelry, I don't know how you know about knitting, but it's the knitting community's forum and where you put all the patterns, and yeah. They have taken a really clear stand against the Trump administration, and I'm really amazed by that. Not amazed, I'm just good done. Good done, that's Swedish. Well done. I think it's so important that we stand against racism now, especially when so many BIPOC people have spoken up and told us about their experiences, and I think it's so good that Ravelry also takes a stand against this. I'm horrified about the things that have went down the last couple of weeks. There has been some ugly fights, and I just fully support and believe all the stories told by the fellow knitters that are BIPOC. And yeah, we all have to talk about this, and we all have to change and see what we are doing and how to be more inclusive. Some people can get annoyed that I am too politically correct. Oh look, I'm talking about politics in the middle of knitting. But hey, knitting's politics too, I think. Yeah, some people can get bored that I'm too political correct. I'm of course the feminist and anti-racist. I eat vegan food. I rarely drink. I have been sober before, like not drinking at all. And I recycle and blah 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 blah. And I actually, when I went to the university the first time, I went to study diversity studies. And I just think it's about having respect and being kind to people. Like, if someone tells me this hurts me, I will back off. I don't understand this obsession about continuing using words or not adapting because you don't want to, or not believing people's stories about racism or sexism or ableism or anything. I just don't get that. Why can't we just be kind? And if somebody's hurting, just say sorry and do better next time. I think it's so important, and I'm a Waldorf teacher, and that's what I try to teach my students, that like, of course it's important to be able to write and read and write and math But the most important thing is to be kind, and that's what I think of when I think of politically correct. It doesn't matter if you have good intention. If you're saying hurtful words, just don't. Just apologize and do better. It's not that hard. So yeah, I'm happy to see the knitting community changing, and yeah, we need to keep changing. We're just taking baby steps at a more diverse goal. So anyway, that was a little rant about racism and rivalry and the knitting community. Hope I made some sense, and I hope nobody was offended. If you are, please tell me, and I'll try to be better. Look, that wasn't so hard. I think I will tell you a little bit about podcasts. I have done that before, because I just started watching a new podcast. I started watching Hey Brownberry. Like, why have nobody told me about this podcast? Because often I put out on Instagram, like, give me advice on what podcasts I would like, because I'm really bad at finding them, and I have a very specific type of what I'm following, because I want the projects to be something I could do, or in colors that I might do. There's a lot of great podcasters out there, but they just don't knit things like that I would like to wear, so I don't watch them. But so I started watching Hey Brownberry, and otherwise I have a couple of ones, few ones that I always watch, and then I have more that I sometimes watch. But the ones I always watch is the Bornholm podcast, the Charm of It, Gentle Knitter podcast, Fruity Knitting podcast, of course, and the Stickerian podcast. The last one is Swedish. And now I'm watching the Hey Brownberry podcast, a lot of episodes to catch up. If you do have any advice, about podcasts that I would like, please tell me. I'm gonna show you what's on my needles right now. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go and get Freya. She just woke up. Hang on.
Mama.
So this is my view, and I'm knitting from the sofa. I just think it's so beautiful. And it's amazing to see all these flowers that I've never seen before. To see what color they are. Yeah. Come. So this is Freya. Can you say hey? Can you say hi? Your hat is all crooked. How was your nap? How was your nap? Not good? I think it was. I was just gonna show your viewers, let's not kid ourselves, what I have on my needles. So maybe you can go down and play. Or do you want to sit here? Do you want to sit here with mommy? Yeah.
Mommy.
Mommy! Are you speaking English now?
Night.
Night.
Baggy.
Yeah, I'm tired. Do you like your new hat? Yeah. Good on play. We will see if I can show my works in progress and what's on my needles, because Freya loves to tear my knitting apart. Like, I can rarely knit when she's awake, because she just pulls everything apart and the yarn, and even if I tell her no, she doesn't really understand the word no yet. You know that age, right? And yeah, it's really hard to knit when she's close by, so we'll see if I'm able to show you some things. I thought I should start with, I think I showed this before and I talked about it earlier, the Paysan blouse by Fable Knitwear, Helena. And I have not gotten any far at all. So this is an old looking blouse. It starts with some ribbing where I will put a elastic in there to be able to wear it either off shoulder or on shoulder, and it has nice wide sleeves. And I've been thinking about, so this is in the same yarn as this one. It's the raw silk, still a nice smell, and love the touch. It's like a soft cotton, and yeah, this is what the cake looks like. It's an off-white, warm white. I've been thinking, like, for Christmas, what if I knitted that one in a deep, dark red? Ja, Freya, vad är det? What if I knitted that in a deep, dark red? I think that would look amazing. Malabrigo has a yarn that I love and a colorway called Rios. I don't remember what the yarn is called, but the colorway is called Rios. And I know that they have a lace.
Mamma.
Ja, Freya. Vill du komma upp? Komma. And I love that color. So I know they have a lace quality too. So maybe I will knit that in a deep dark red for Christmas. I think about Christmas now. How about you? I love Christmas. Yeah. And with all the Christmas knitting that has to be done, one should start early and prepare the things that I want to wear for Christmas maybe. But I'm not going to do that right now. So right now I'm knitting that blouse.
Klang.
Yeah, dude.
Klang.
What are you talking about?
Klang.
Oh, kram! That means hugs. Hug in Swedish. Kram. But she says klam. Vill du ha en kram? Nej. Vill du gå ner? Aj.
Let's see the eye.
Mhm.
Is she the phone?
She's talking a lot, isn't she? I wonder who she has that from. Yeah, dude. So she will keep talking in the background. Probably you will hear her better than you can hear me. But it's called Freya's Fiber, so I guess she's allowed to talk more than me. Anyway, so yes, I'm knitting the Paysan blouse in the raw silk yarn from BC Garn. I'm thinking about making it in Malabrigo lace in the colorway Rios for Christmas. It's a long way to Christmas, but I'm thinking about Christmas right now because I love Christmas. And I have finally joined the craze about the sorbet cardigan. In the beginning I didn't really get it. I'm not a person that usually wears stripes if it isn't on my stomach or my thighs. That almost rhymes. That was a good rhyme, wasn't it? And yeah, I don't usually wear stripes. I don't usually wear big stripes. And but I don't know. I remember what happened. I bought shitloads of yarn secondhand. I found some angel permin with mohair and silk. Like I got 23 skeins secondhand from the secondhand web shop for, I think it was like 40 euros, so 400 kroner. So that was a really good price. And I had some color combinations there that was just, that will make a nice sorbet cardigan. So I'm the latest one to join the party. But here it is. It's not finished, as you can tell.
Mama.
Yeah, Mama. Mama has a strange cardigan right now. So yeah, I just finished this sleeve this morning. Actually, I cast off the sleeve, and yeah, it's a mohair dream. I'm gonna stand up to show you the colors better. So it's 2 strands of angel permin. So this is actually a more warm pink than I usually have, but it's super pale. So you could almost call it beige, and I do have a lot of beige things. So I have the white and the beige and the brown beige and the brown. So I'm gonna just start the second sleeve tonight, and then I'm gonna do the button bands. I think I will have some mother of pearl buttons. I have shitloads of those too, actually. Sorry for the language. Do you say that in English? I speak Swinglish a lot, but who doesn't? Who's not native? Who isn't a native English speaker? Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna use some mother of pearl buttons, and I think I'm gonna use like similar ones, but not exactly the same. I think that would look like a little nice twist to it. Usually I never wear necklines that are these high, because I feel like they're always stretching and suffocating me. But maybe I can have it a bit open. But this is really, really warm, you guys, so this has actually been not prioritized at the moment. I also have one thing in hibernation. That's my Birds of a Feather shawl by patterned by Andrew Murray. And it's in mohair and alpaca, and I'm just not gonna wear that during the summer. This could work cold Swedish summer evenings, but mostly not. But I just feel like I want to finish it like I did with this, because like I've said in previous episodes, I'm a duo knitter or a monogamous knitter. And I just had too much cast on at one point a couple of weeks ago. I had the Birds of a Feather shawl in hibernation. I had the paysan blouse that I just casted on. I started making the Lucky Me socks. I was doing this, the heavy tank. I was having my sorbet cardigan, and I needed to make a hat for Freya. That's just too much for me. I don't understand how you guys get things done if you're not a monogamous knitter. I'm mostly, like I said, a duo knitter, but I think I'm gonna be a trio knitter, actually. Like, I think 3 might be the best best solution for me, because I want to get things done fast. I'm very product inspired. I want to get the things done. I do enjoy the knitting time, but I almost enjoy wearing them more. And I knit things that I need, like things I can't find secondhand, or yeah. And like Freya, she needs a new hat, then I'd rather make her one that I really like than buying one secondhand that's a bit meh. And yeah, the baby knits that are out there are just so amazing. And I really wanted to make her a lace hat like the one she's wearing now. So yeah, that's what's on my needles. I'm just looking for my phone because I had some notes what I was going to talk to you about, but I think I can wing it. So that's my finished objects. That's what on my needles. I want to cast on a Freya scarf that I'm going to do in hönsestrick. I know I talked about before that I was going to make Freya a cardigan in hönsestrick. That's when you use a free pattern or a pattern that you make up yourself, and you just use whatever yarn you want, whatever pattern you want. I feel like it's a kind of protest knitting against buying things and stuff like that. It's it originated in Denmark in the 70s, and yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna do with leftover yarns, mostly Freya hönsestrick scarf that I'm gonna cast on, but it's not gonna be used for a couple of months, but I really want to cast it on, so I don't know if I have the patience to knit just a little bit for many months, or if I will lose interest then. I don't know. I would also like to make Freya a cardigan That's more of a summer cardigan, but that's also a little bit warmer. I don't know what yarn I'm gonna use for that. I was thinking of making her maybe a dahlia jacket. It's like this with a leaf, with leaf yoke, and maybe I could put some mohair in the cuffs and up here just for a little bit of extra warmth, and maybe make the body in bamboo or silk or something. I don't know. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I also want to knit myself another tank top that's called the Gaia top. I don't remember who's the designer there. And yeah, and I also want to join the Swedish craze that is going on right now. The Swedish yarn company Järbo, that also produces a lot of patterns, have released a summer hat knit along and a summer hat pattern that everybody's doing now. So I'm sponsored by my favorite yarn shop, garnaffären.se. So I'm gonna get yarn for that to make it, and yeah, I think it's gonna be adorable because I'm gonna make matching ones for me and Freya. Yeah. Do you want a summer hat, honey? Freya, vill du ha en sommarhatt?
Oj, oj.
Oj, oj. Oj, oj. So, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna make for us. And yeah, that's what's happening right now. I thought I was just gonna end this by talking a little bit about my life right now. And if you don't want to hear a lot of personal details from my life and just want to know about knitting, bye! So like I've told you in the beginning, I've just moved to this new little cottage and I just love it. It was so stressful. I'm not gonna go into how stressful it was. It felt like giving birth. I just did not know how I was supposed to pull it off alone with a toddler, but I got a lot of help from my girlfriends, and I had a rough time at work, like every teacher has in the end of the school year, of course, but there were some things too, and I had to go on sick leave for a couple of days because I just crashed, and but my workplace was really understanding and helpful, and I got to just begin my summer break a few days earlier, so that was really needed, and I just feel the life flowing back to me now when I'm on summer holiday, and yeah, our vacation. Yeah, it's our vacation, honey. It's the summer break. So right now I'm mostly home with Freya and just fixing in the new house. So I sold a really big, too fancy, too expensive house that I couldn't afford living in, and I didn't like it that much either. It was just a compromise between me and my ex and his daughter. What we kind of place we wanted, three of us. Freya was so tiny, she didn't have a say in it. So I sold that, and yeah, that was a crazy story. And I sold it on a Wednesday. I think I said this in the last episode too. I sold it on a Wednesday, and I didn't know where I was gonna live, or with me and Freya. I sold it on a Wednesday, and on Wednesday evening I went to see this house, and I was almost not. I was almost not gonna go here because I thought it looked cold. Do you want to take the hat off? It's okay. It is warm enough inside. I almost didn't want to go here because the pictures, I'm sorry, was really horrible, this house. But when I came here, it was just so quiet and cozy, and I saw that I could fix it up myself really easily. Me and my mom moved around a lot when I was a kid, and she has renovated and sold 6 old houses. So I'm grown up with that. How to fix and paint and taking care of old houses. So I was just painting a lot here and fixing things for me and Freya to move in, and packing and selling the old house. And I had amazing help from some of my girlfriends. They came from towns in another county or just a couple of hours away, or some of them living close by. I could not have done it without them. Strong women helping each other, that's like a really powerful thing. And yeah, so I'm really, really grateful about that. And I made it. I'm really, really tired, but I feel the energy coming back now. And but it's really hard renovating and fixing a house with a toddler, because every time I try to fix something, she messes something else up. Like the other day, I was putting up fabric so we wouldn't get too much light in the bedroom. Really nice vintage one, by the way. And I think it took me 2 minutes, and by that time she had pulled out all the books from the bookshelf, all her clothes, and also the box of nails went on the floor. So, you know, I spent more time cleaning up after her than actually what it took during that time to put up the fabrics. So yeah, I try to do things when she sleeps, but it's a really tiny house, so I have to be very quiet. Or she's actually sometimes with her dad at his place on some weekends, and one weekday every other week. So that's when I try to get most stuff done. So I'm also trying to fix up the garden. It's a really nice but messy garden. I've lived at 2 ecological farms, and I've been really interested in growing my own food, so now I have the opportunity for that. I have a little guest house, a little garage, and the house has 2 floors, 1 bedroom upstairs, and living room here, and a bathroom and a kitchen. Oi oi! What's up, Buttercup? So yeah, I just love this place, and it's in a really quiet little village next to a really old church that's really beautiful, and it's the exact amount of time between my house and my job at the Waldorf school that it was for my last house. So that's nice that I don't have to commute any further. And yeah, it's of course a much cheaper house, so I can work less and be more at home and knit more, and you know, just be rich on time instead of having to make a lot of money. So that feels really good, and yeah, I look forward to showing you how this little home will turn out when we're fixing it. So I think that was it for today. Thank you for watching this podcast episode. I think I will put out a little video in a couple of weeks, because I have a little collaboration going on with Garnafaren, and we will release a little knit along with prices. So I might do that in a little separate video, but I'm not really sure when yet. So I'm just gonna put a teaser in here to say that that will have a little knit along with a pattern that I did. What? The girl that doesn't know math did a knitting pattern. Oh my gosh. We will see how that goes. I've had a lot of nice test knitters, so also children test knitted it at my school, so I think it will be fine. It's just a tiny little project. But until then, please join us on Instagram, where we are at my account, but it's a lot about Freya. So it's called Freya's Fiber. And yeah, please subscribe if you like this, and we will hopefully see you soon. Bye! We just forgot to tell you that we will include some videos from some nature walks and beautiful things I saw when I was on a little weekend trip at Bornholm in Denmark. It's a Danish little island, really close to Sweden. So yeah, enjoy.